Sorry about that. I got a call, and so it stopped the recording. So we'll have 2-part videos for this. Sorry. Somebody is acting as if they are your ally at work, and they are not your ally at work. And I don't know if you've been feeling that energy at work. If there's been an anxiety or a restlessness at work, it's not that you're bored of your job. It's not that your job sucks. It's that I think you are just innately feeling the shade. Another, yeah, it's an air sign. But it's okay, you got the sun. So everything that's done in the dark comes to light. If you're a good person, or you, I mean, in theory, you could be doing this to somebody else. And if that's the case, take this message as a heed of advice not to do that. Because everything that is done in the dark will always come to light. And anything that is based upon jealousy or somebody has what you don't have, ungratefulness, the universe loves to throw that karma in someone's face, because being ungrateful for what you already have and being unhappy for somebody else's success is literally keys for a miserable life. It's when we really start championing other people's successes and being grateful for our little successes and our little miracles. That's when the universe starts delivering bigger ones. Gratitude work every morning would be a very, very, very good exercise for you, especially over love. I had to do this with a breakup because I was so upset and I couldn't figure out like why this person would do that to me. And then I realized that like every person that ever broke my heart taught me what I was willing to accept in love or not. Everybody who walked away from me showed me that they weren't man enough to be with me. And I grew for each of those relationships, preparing myself for my true person. So how could I be upset with that person then? If really what I'm doing is experiencing these trials and tribulations to prepare myself for what is the ultimate relationship, the one with myself. Because you have to be whole in yourself in order to be with somebody else. And that energy is also usable in a work type situation. Everything is happening to set us up for what our true path and purpose is. I think you have to know, Amie, you weren't just born to be Jackson's mom. And you weren't just born to do your job. You need to reignite a passion in your life. At work, this person is going to take what's gone on with the account and go behind your back to the boss and speak ill of how you've managed it. The good news is you didn't manage it ill. You didn't do a bad job, and you've got good notes. And if you don't have good notes to prove that you've done work on the account, start taking them now. Like go back and backlog. And so because that person goes into your boss offers them to take the account and it breaks your heart. But you go in and you explain the truth. And you explain all the bad things that she did to you, about, all the lies. You almost, you have to go in there super strong, prepared, fighting your case. You're worried about having to find a new job after this happens. You will not have to find a new job. You're a witch. You're a high priestess. You're powerful. You don't have to go anywhere. You've been there a long time. You get a new passionate beginning with the office at work. They give you maybe even... That's what I'm saying. Like, it seems like it's going to be this, like, tower moment at work and things are going crazy. Stay strong. Stay in your truth. What ends up happening is I think you get a promotion. You get a better... Because of that Ace of Pentacles and the Ace of Rods coming in, you get a better opportunity out of it. And it's at the same company. Yeah. Let's do some tough love cards. These get me every time. I'm always like, gosh, how did they know? How does this even work? It like literally freaks me out every time too. Go on a real fucking date. Smell good and get sexy on. So if anyone is offering to spend time with you, but it's like happy hour or cocktails or Netflix and chill or a movie where you can't talk to somebody and get to know them, I would say no thank you. Proper dates, please. And then you can get into cook a fucking meal. Homemade food is foreplay. Okay, so I'm getting... Make sure that you're not taking Jackson out to eat all the time, that you're at home cooking, because it's an energy that you can create and call in your divine masculine. I know a lot of witches that actually set an extra plate at their tables for somebody to come in. I always keep a wreath on my door because it's letting, the energies know that I'm looking for, I am championing, I can't say this word today, championing my man to come here, my life. And then also, fuck feelings. You have logic for a reason. Use it. Time to talk money. Grown-ass folks take care of their money. Yeah, it's going back to that work thing. Keep an eye on your fucking accounts, girl. If there's an account that you're not working really in it really well, or there's a client, there's something that you've kind of been, you've either had it for a long time, maybe you've got such a good relationship with them that you feel as if you don't have to work as hard, but that's not the case at all. You actually really do have to keep an eye on it, because it is a gravy train, and confidence is the key to your success. I've always seen you to be a very confident person since college. But it's a different kind of confidence that I think they're asking. It's this innate knowing that you are worth it. It's a worthiness almost. And that goes back to show the world the real you. Now, and this is important on dates. We ain't got time to be out there lying to these men about who we are. I said to a dude just last night, I said, are you sure you want to fuck with me? Because I got a lot of exes that if you called them right now, they would all advise you against it. And he says, I know who you are. Of course I want to be with you. Adjustments are required at this time, and it's our adjustments. Because the only person we can change and the only thing we can fix is ourselves in the situations. Always, Communication is key. And then if you're asking about that guy again, nothing will come of that situation. And if you're talking about work, you're not going to get in trouble. Nothing is going to come of that situation. So there's things in your life right now that you have that are being, I think they're tests for you. Yeah, it is. What do you need to release? Because your emotions are running high right now. And then it's time to take action on releasing that. People are always like, how do I release my bad energy? I don't know how to release it. I just carry it with me. We're women. We have a hard time letting go. It's hard for me. It's the hardest practice. And the way that I let it go is by forgiveness. I send them love. I recognize that it made me who I am. And then that goes back to self-love, because I love myself. So without those experiences and those trials and tribulations, I don't exist in this form, and this version of myself is my favorite version of myself. So again, if you put the work in on yourself, and then realize that everything is happening around us for a reason. I know that sounds cliche, but it's a cliche for a reason. Again, confidence is the key to your success. Feeling down on yourself because that breakup, did he say mean things or something? Because you have to remember, people say mean things when they're hurt or when they know that they have to be defensive. Communication is key, again. Unless you feel as if there's still unfinished business that you have to say to him to get off your chest to release it, that could be. Not gonna lie, I definitely have a situation like that in my life where I know that I'm not gonna be able to release it until we sit down and have a conversation. So because I can't have that conversation with this person, I write it down a lot. I write songs about it. You gotta get it out of your head and out of your energetic space so you can focus on things that are gonna bring in that new love. Like maybe taking that cooking class, variance, soul tree, divine feminine. Yay! Yay! Variance. Variance is a great card. It's what we're talking about. How can you change the trajectory? If we have plans to go to the right, what is going to stop us to change our plans to make us go to the left or straight or wherever the fuck we're going? What is the variance, and what is it that you can do to create that change? Soul tree. I think when you feel alone, it's really important for you to remember who you actually have around you. Write down, almost like a family tree, who you have on your team, who you really have on your team, who has proven themselves to be there for you time and time again, to show up when you need them. And then don't forget who you are, divine feminine. I feel like you've been living in your divine masculine energy right now, protecting yourself from heartbreak, which is very masculine of you. That's how men date, right? I have dated like a man for the last, since my last engagement, so I guess that's been 8 years now. And I guess, yeah, ever since that, I was taking the approach of dating like a man. And I realized that men were very confused by me and intimidated by me and unattracted. And they would leave me for that sweet girl. The one who was loving and doting that their fragile little fucking male egos need. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. These are toxic masculines these days. The hope is that while you're working on pulling in your divine feminineness, he's pulling in his divine masculineness. Because a lot of guys are walking around here acting as if they're tough. That's not divine masculine. That's ego. There's nothing divine about that. So what Spirit is saying is for you to just really get on your sweetness, like on your loveliness, on your Mother Earthness, your Gaia-is. Like, you could do tons of research on the divine feminine on Google, YouTube. You could totally do meditations around calling in the divine feminine energy. I pulled in the goddess energy before we started this session. There's a book I'm obsessed with called Goddess Bless. Being a divine feminine doesn't mean that you're a doormat either, though. Being a divine feminine means that you recognize that people's bad actions are not a reflection of you. They're a reflection of them. And you can see through people's bad actions with a loving approach, understanding that we're far from perfect here and we're all just spirit having this human experience. So that basically is your 30 minutes. I'm just going to pull one quick romance, angels, spread for you. And just because I know you a long time, give you a little freebie there. Let you know what you can expect. Let's say in the next 3 months, what can we expect for Amie in love? Okay. All right. Yay! By you making the effort, great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take to call in your soulmate. Your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help bring you together, which is, again, you want this man, girl, you're going to have to pray for him. Light a red candle. Sit in front of the flame. Ask Spirit, ask God to please bring you in your true soulmate, to call him in. Visualize what he looks like. Design him on paper. Manifest it. Bring it in. and it has been worth waiting for. Nothing else worked before, so this could. Divine timing is at work in your love life. And in the meantime, get out there, be fun and flirty, and have a great attitude so that you can attract him to you as well that way. He's coming, honey. He's coming. I firmly believe it for you. And I do think that that guy from our first readings, he is a soulmate of yours. And I know that on some level, I think you're still thinking about him too. Is he going to come back? He definitely doesn't come back unless you are in your divine feminine energy. So either way, right now the energy is calling for a new love because he doesn't see you in that energy. So his free will is stopping that energetic comeback. But it doesn't mean that if you change your energy, he could come back if that's really who you want. You're a powerful woman. You got the High Priestess. So I just want you to remember to always live in that power. And the truth is you can have any man you want. And the reason these relationships aren't working out is because I think you're taking on men that you thought you might have wanted, maybe. But then once you get them, you realize that they're not everything they were cracked up to be. And then getting rid of them becomes an issue. It's we have to get better at saying goodbye as soon as we see the red flag and or asking the person to make changes in their life. I want you to pay attention at work. I'm more concerned about that than your love life. I know you're getting married one day, girl. I've seen that before. We talked about that in every reading. It would have come up that you weren't getting married. But for real, there's a problem at work. There is somebody out there who is trying to bad mouth you to get either your position, your accounts, I keep saying account. I don't know what that means. Now I'm curious to remember what you do for a living. A lot of times, I forget things on purpose of my clients so that it can be, when I'm channeled, I don't remember these messages. I would have to go back and watch the videos to know everything that we said. Some things stick because they're messages for me, but other than that, they don't. Jackson's doing great at school, just so you know. They say it's going to be a good school year for him. Anything else for Amie? Happiness is a choice. It's my favorite. This was life-changing for me, so I'm happy to give you this key. Happiness is a choice. But I feel so sad. Well, I get that. So tell yourself, I'm not sad anymore. I'm happy right now. I'm okay. Gratitude helps. So meditation, gratitude, call in your soulmate, keep an eye at your work, and I think the next 3 months for you are about to be very difficult, but divinely guided and helping you to get to that next level. Leveling up with your man and a better career. So I love you. God bless. Feel free to text me for any questions. And thanks again for reaching out. One love.